Joining us now is CBS News legal analyst Jack Ford. Jack, good to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
She has taken bad behavior now to the next level. We're talking about a felony charge. Now, if convicted and found guilty of this charge, what type of real type of punishment are we looking at here?
You're talking about very serious things. You know, the drunk driving charges, people don't realize, generally speaking, they're not crimes. They're serious, obviously, but they're motor vehicle offenses. Now you're talking about felony grand theft, and that's because the amount here, $2,500, puts it into that category. Once you get into that category, range of sentences judge has available, but could be a maximum of 3 years. And you're talking about 3 years in prison. You know, you're not talking about 3 years probation. Probation could be an option here, but you're talking about the potential for some serious jail time.
And we're talking about being associated with real criminals now. This is a different type of prison than what she's been used to.
Yeah, you know, if you're talking about motor vehicle violations, they're usually within the municipality, usually talking about the county jail for that sentencing time. Once you get into this category, now you're talking about state prisons.
We talked about the probation that she's on stemming from a DWI in 07. How do these new theft charges now impact her probation from that case?
What happens is this. When you're on probation, one of the conditions is you can't violate the law. And we know that the last time she was in court, judge said to her, hey, if you come back here and you violate this probation, I'm going to send you. Now, you got to remember, at this stage, these are just allegations, right? She hasn't pled guilty, hasn't been found guilty. If she is found guilty, if she does plead guilty, now you've got a violation of that. Judge could bring her in and sentence her separately on the violation of probation. So she could do some jail time based on that, and she could do some jail time based upon the allegations of theft. So she has the potential of both. They could merge them, but they might stand independent of each other.
As far as a defense, we're seeing that there's video. The jewelry store says one thing. Lindsay Lohan's friends say another thing. So how do you go about defending a case like this?
It all comes down to criminal intent. That's the definition. You take something from somebody else with the intent to take it and the intent to keep it yourself. If I'm her lawyer, I'm looking at a criminal intent type of defense saying, look, maybe this was a terrible misunderstanding, and maybe she really didn't have the permission of the jewelry store, but she thought she did. For whatever reason, she thought either a conversation she had with a worker there or something her assistant said, she thought that she had the okay to do this. When she found out she didn't, turned it right in again. So it was a misunderstanding, but not a crime. That's what I suspect that's what you'll see them argue.
All right. Jack Ford, thank you very much.
Chris.
Good to see you this morning.